up.
Shut
Shut
up. You
up.
see this?
It looks your face is swollen because of your tooth.
Why did you have to do it on that side then?
Because that's the side you're on of me. Oh my goodness. Hello, Internet. We are live.
Bet you're probably wondering why.
Title says everything.
What is the title?
F it, we'll do it live. Raining so hard, my primer won't dry edition.
It's not untrue.
I had a project all set up, ready to go. Should have been a real quick project. I had all my pieces set aside. I just had to get the primer to dry. 6 hours later, and my primer's still kind of tacky. Yeah. Kind of shaved off the head, got rid of the.
Yeah, it is kind of early for us, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, I've been working on a freaking project, and
All day.
so aggravated. Like I said, I was working on a big project. I had it all set up. It was ready to go, and
It started. The first major rainstorm of the season here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin hit, and it is humid.
it's super humid. It's like incredibly humid, and so my primer will not freaking dry. So I've been normally the primer I get dries super fast, and I can normally prime and be ready to paint in like an hour.
In this situation,
That's not happening. So since I vowed to have content every week, other than our normal live stream, this is why we created our F It We'll Do It Lives. So we can talk about your hobby projects, talk about your hobby inspirations, and give you ideas for projects to work on, especially in this time of nastiness.
and for those of you who saw the thumbnail, no, I am not angry. The side of my face is currently swollen due to an infection in my face. I have some teeth that are not doing so good. So, yes.
She has a tooth we need to get dealt with.
One of them's a wisdom tooth, also. Sometimes I leave the primer for 8 hours plus. Not Speedy Gonzalez here. He waits as soon as he can pick it up and it's not coming up on his hands. That's when the next layer of paint goes on. Just how he works.
Yeah, and it's just super aggravating. It's just I was gonna try and get to some of it yesterday, but we had other things going on.
We had a dryer fire.
So I spent half my day disassembling and cleaning out the dryer and finding out where the backup was that was causing the dryer problem, and found it and cleaned it out. And but taking the dryer apart and putting it back together basically blew most of my day. So my plans for doing all my filming yesterday got shot. So I was going to do it earlier this morning. And like I said, I primed it.
Just Commodore, because you shaved?
Yeah.
Somebody decided it was time for a change and decided to buzz it off. I like it, personally. I mean, yes, I may have a thing for men with long hair, but I love my.
I'm going bald. And I refuse to be that guy that hangs.
See? I'm not sure which one it is. I think that's Mythos, and he says your hair looks great.
Thank you.
Yep, it's Mythos.
Yeah, I'm going bald, and I refuse to be that guy that hangs on to wisp and tries to hide it with long hair covered up in the back. I made a decision very long ago that I would not be that guy. So
I asked it. He goes, I'm turning into that guy. And I go, what guy? The fact that you're starting to look like the spitting image of your older brother? Because really, he looks a lot like Mr. Drake, Mr. Owl.
So I went in the bathroom and just said, screw it, pulled out my clippers and just got rid of it all.
I would like to point out that I was in pain last night, so I was high on meds. When I fell asleep, passed the hell out, he had hair. I woke up this morning, he did not have hair.
I could have blamed her, said she did it in her sleep. I thought about it.
Yeah, except for 2 issues with that. It wouldn't be quite so neat.
You never know.
I would have gone just right down the middle and then left the sides. Make him look like one of the 3 Stooges.
I thought about doing some stages of cut selfies, but I decided not to.
Rogaine Blackmaid.
Yeah.
Is that red paint coming off on your hand?
No, that's from earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either that or you were bleeding.
No.
Again.
Yeah, that was this one. I caught myself with clippers.
And y'all say that I'm the accident prone.
I do have a sneak peek kind of for you guys. I got it started. It's looking pretty good.
Who wants to see the sneak peek from my first video?
One of her, you can't see it because of the light, but there is an opalescent shimmer to the whole thing. So if I do that now, you can see the shimmer. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a silvery shimmer to it. She's got a way of turning silvers into glazes that turns into this very opalescent glaze. It's a really beautiful effect. And she'll be showing that when she finally gets her first video done, which will be soon, but she's going to be busy.
I start a new job tomorrow.
She got a new job.
Most people are losing their jobs. I've been blessed with a second one. For those of you who are wondering, it is called capturing for the hearing impaired. I am that person that is on the other end of the line when somebody who has hearing disabilities needs to make a phone call or someone calls them. So I take what they say and I turn it into a voice, or I take what somebody is saying to them and I turn it into text. So it's kind of fun. But right now I'm learning how to draw Mark IV armor. I made the mistake of asking somebody, what type of armor is your wolf wearing? And he goes, Mark IV. And I'm going, what the hell is that? That is pre-heresy armor, 1 of 2. Thankfully, it is not the one that is covered in little balls, so it looks like a freaking Dalek. Man, I want to get one of those things and paint it like a Dalek now. That'd be funny.
What, Mark III armor?
The Mark IV armor.
Yeah, you mean they...
Or the Mark V, I'm sorry.
You mean you paint them to look like Ultramarines? Ultramarines are blue.
No, paint them gold or red, man.
They're plain and blue.
No, painting them blue would make them look like Thorn.
Call them the Thorns of the Emperor.
No, that is the last thing anyone needs. Is my Thorn.
What do you mean? They already have it. It's called the Inquisition.
Yeah.
Exterminatus. Exterminatus.
No, I'm talking about my Thorn. He'd be pissy at everybody because they're interrupting his binge on the holovid. To explain what my Thorn is I have a Doctor Who fanfic that I'm writing, and in the episode back in 2005 titled Dalek, in which the Doctor and his companion Rose ended up in a bunker in the year 2012 in Utah, they found a Dalek. In the official episode, the Dalek ends up taking a liking to Rose because she imprinted her DNA on it on accident, So she changed it. In my story, she didn't let go, so it's very much like her, and it calls himself that he is the thorn to her rose. He will protect Rose Tyler. And because she likes the doctor, he cannot kill the doctor, because that would make Rose Tyler sad. And when he downloaded the internet in the year 2012, he got YouTube and streaming networks that were available at that time. So he's a little bit of a media whore. Up to and including at one point in one of the chapters, he screams, "You shall not pass." You tore apart your drop pod attempt? Why? Is it that bad? I'm kind of talking for happy.
I was letting you talk. I didn't want to interrupt you. I'm trying to be better about that.
Everybody keeps giving him crap about talking over me. Oh, you're pulling stuff. Oh, the gaps were too big. Okay.
So you scratch building that one, or are you using a kit?
I think he said he's scratch building. Already rebuilt the main body. He says. Do you know how tempting it is to put a moon in this picture, by the way?
Cross-eyed dog? Moon man.
Cross-eyed dog chasing.
Scratch building. Huh. Bugs for a drop pod because it's.
What was it that Zane said? It's a 7-Up can?
No, yeah, I mean.
And in the other room, the plague child is playing a game where they're running from plague rats. A plague tale innocence. Seems like an oxymoron. They're enjoying it, even though there are like apparently these fleshy plague rats that have no fur that are chasing you and your character's brother down to eat you, while the Inquisition is hunting you to kill your brother because apparently he houses the world's ultimate evil within him. Or something like that. I don't know. Kids enjoy the game, that's all that matters.
When you're stuck indoors, you find your joy.
And recently, my joy has been denying my children soda. It's been amusing. And trying to not die because my back.
There you go.
I shambled my butt out of bed for you people. All done?
Done. I'm trying to seal it.
Come try ya.
I'm trying to build some terrain here.
A gum container, so now it will be 80% cardstock.
Oh.
That's cool.
Definitely want to see what you're doing there then.
Are you making a video of the step-by-steps on this? Because that would be really cool to see, man. Apparently, Phoenix, Zane desperately wants you to come back. You're a very pretty thing, and he wants to see more of you. Something about the video needs more whamens.
Apparently he's going stir crazy too.
Oh, poor Zane is losing his bloody mind. Because we have him in Discord, I get to see a lot of his projects that he comes up with, and he recently did this really cool like dreadnought thing for the Chaos Marines. And on the bottom of it, it's like all gooey and bleh. And there's like a foot sticking out of like this. And to be honest, it reminds me of those scenes from the movie Watchmen where Dr. Manhattan didn't like somebody, and so they go. That's what it looks like. It's really freaking cool, man. If you guys have a chance, go to Instagram, look up Inquisitors and Zane. Really, it's so gross. It's amazing. Drop pod assemblies are the letter devil, and Dave is doing a video like he did the graph tank.
Excellent.
Yay! So I get to see that. I don't think am I subscribed to you yet, Dave? I do not think I am. We'll have to worry about this after quarantine because, yeah.
What, am I not girly enough for you?
I could say something to that, but I'm going to respect the terms and service agreement that YouTube requests of all of its people and not go there, because if I do, none of y'all would be able to look at me the same way again.
You have to tell me about that off the camera, because I have no idea what you're doing.
All I have to say is think of the scenes from Hairspray with Tracy's parents. Dance.
Little girl. God, he's so creepy in that movie. And the problem is he's not trying to be creepy.
No, he's just Christopher Walken. He's a creepy man, albeit a very talented actor. I mean, I think he knows he's got a creep factor anked up to 10 or 11. I mean, just Fat Boy Slim, weapon of choice. I need to make content too. I have 4.
You guys are watching me dry brush. This is my tutorial on how to dry brush.
And yeah, I know that we're pretty bad. At least we're the ones that are.
So the grim dark enough now?
You need to do the front of it a little bit more.
Oh, I missed the side.
Yeah, you did.
I missed the side.
And the bottom of it.
I don't do the bottom.
Why? What if it gets flipped over?
I should paint Don't Look Up armor skirts on the bottom there.
He's already got plans for this to try and do a little spray paint.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be taking there's a reason why they're blue. I'm gonna be taking a marker and writing on it in like white paint, Zogoff, this is ours.
So our dear friend Heinrich Botha, speaking of the virus and the plague that is taking the world by storm, sent me and the rest of us in the Gamecraft Dragon Cave photos of Cape Town, South Africa, that is currently under martial law. His response to that afterwards was, I regret ever watching any of those Purge movies. My mother's in California. Her comment, I regret ever watching any End of the World movie, especially the ones that involve viruses. And I just kind of chuckled at her. So apparently, she and my dad went and got a gun.
Really?
Yes, they have a handgun.
I thought that was illegal in California.
Handgun? Oh, no. Well, maybe. I don't know how it works anymore. I'm pretty sure that because of the overturning of many of the conditions and laws that required people to undergo certain things in order to be able to own firearms, it was probably pretty easy, and they just borrowed it from my brother. The non-felon brother.
I really want some more of these Munitorium sets. I don't know if I want to buy the entire normal set, but I kind of want to find all the kill teams that have the Munitorium sets in them, just so I can get more barrels and containers.
He really likes these. They're simplistic, but they're effective. Ducking autocorrect. That's cute, Dave. I know what word you were going for there. So some other nerdy news is apparently Russell T Davies finally got the green light to release 2 books. I thought they were actually episodes, but they're not. They are books. One is called The Time War, Doctor Who and the Time War, which goes over what the Time War was in a very condensed method from the point of view of the Eighth Doctor. It is pointed out that multiple times, if you look at the timelines, is that actually all of the Doctors up to 9 participated in the war at some point. And they also explain a lot more of exactly how the war worked and exactly what all went on, which was horrifying in and of itself, because I knew some of the details. Yeah, I'm pretty content without ever knowing the full of it, but now I do. So that's pretty cool. And that literally takes place right before the episode Rose begins. So it is quite literally the end. It's the last days of the Time War. We saw something of it from the War Doctor's point of view. Hi, Zane! We were just talking about you and your brilliant paint job of that guy with the exploded bodies on the ground.
Hellbrute, right?
Yeah, I think that's what it was, I think. I don't know. It was a big-ass machine.
There's a machine-looking dude.
What did I do to him? I finally got tired of his crap and shaved him while he was asleep. I gave him NyQuil and Bailey's. He never knew what hit him.
It's a hell of a cocktail, though.
But yeah, and then yes, his Hellforge Contemptor Dread.
Oh, it's a Hellforge Contemptor Dread. All right.
If you're gonna wear my hat, don't wear it like a dork.
That's my hat now.
Yet another thing he's stolen from me.
That's what I do.
Anyway, so back to my nerdy talk. For those of you who are Whovians that may or may not be watching now or watching later, the second book he wrote is called The Revenge of the Nestene, that takes place right at the end of the episode Rose, where it turns out the Nestene Conscience survived. So, yes. Oh, he says that you wearing the hat doesn't, it confuses him less. He gets a little confused and upset. Yeah, this is my Alienware hat. I got this from Alienware.
I don't know where I found this hat, but it's mine now.
He found it in my stuff in my closet. I have a small box with a couple of different hats in it.
I look good with a hat.
I have a couple of hats that I look really cute in. I just don't have anything that matches them.
My head feels naked on a hat, so it's become mine.
That's because he's an old man.
I am an old man. I have hat nakedness. I have head nakedness. It's like
other nerdy news that is not Warhammer. How did I get it? Actually, I got it because a guy that I was dating years ago. This was like,
which is why this is my hat now. It's me exerting my dominance.
Whatever. And you did take one of the rings that they gave me. Another boyfriend gave me too. Anyway, I'm actually friends with like all but one of my exes. So don't ask.
And one of her exes lives in Texas.
Holy shit! Yes, he does. That was the one who I got the hat from. He doesn't wear hats. He hates hats. He still does to this day. But he purchased an Alienware gaming computer, and they sent him a hat because he hates hats. He gave it to me because I loved it, and now it's his.
So, painting works.
Yes, he's painting a lot of works.
I got a
I'm drawing.
I got a start collecting box on Tuesday because I had it in time to do our normal Tuesday live cast.
Yes.
It's fully built, fully primed, and I'm working on the bases, which is what I'm waiting for the primer to dry on. And hey, Spec, what's going on, my man?
Hey, Spec. I love how people always refer to say hi to me first.
Anyhow,
We're not going to go there.
yeah.
We're not getting into that conversation.
Yeah, I got that. I got a Start Collecting Orcs box on Tuesday. It is currently fully built, fully primed, and I have started painting it. I've got
Incoming Plague Child.
I've got skin tones down, and I'm working on undertones for them now.
I love you, Ben. Ben comes in and says, "Hi, Big D," and specifically not Lady D. Zane says, "We like women," which I spoke to Phoenix, and she said she might be interested in coming and doing a guest spot again.
Ever since the brush licking stream. You know, the neat thing is, I'm supposed to be getting a brush licking piece of art to do merch for.
You're not paying me.
Oh, I'm not, huh?
Fire Custard. She'll do it.
Do not ask for clarification on that inside joke. It is actually done. I just need to do some stuff with it, or maybe Plague Child will do stuff with it.
Because it doesn't need color. I just want a black and white because I'm going to be doing black tees with the white primed for licking on it. That's the idea.
Because I have it in a pencil drawing that I scanned in. I just need to make the lines darker so that we can get the reverse coloration of it. Which seems to be like
it needs to be inked so that it can get scanned and turned into
it is actually scanned.
Turned into vector art, so I can get it onto Teespring and get.
Oh, and the other one too. The one with your that I made for your logo.
Did you actually finish that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just needs to be inked and scanned in, which hopefully we can use our scanner to do that.
We should be able to.
Okay.
I have a scanner.
I have no idea where that book is. Yes, I do.
Great.
It's in the bedroom. It's on my desk. Please don't touch my head. I have a headache.
Sorry.
So yeah, like I said, I couldn't get the video done in time. It just makes me aggravating. I mean, it's just maddening that this stuff is still primer is just not drying today. Yet everything else seems to be fine. So I might go in and just give it a second coat of like something to see if that seals it up. I don't know. Hairspray. I don't want to do chipping on it. You do hairspray when you want to do chipping on something.
I did not know that. No, I do.
So, but yeah. So yeah, I got orcs. I'm building lots of orcs. I've actually got a bunch of orc themed content coming. I mean, I've got the orc bases, my destroyed terrain. I've got the orc terrain I am building that I showed the sneak peek of earlier. I've got this piece just started, but this is going to be some actual orky terrain. Using sprues, because everyone's like, what the heck am I going to do with all these sprues? Well, I'm going to show you. And if you really don't want to use your sprues, keep them now. And then when this madness is over, I will take your sprues and I will show you how you can use them and do fun stuff with them. Because this is going to be great. This is going to be a great piece of terrain. And I'm doing a whole table's worth because I'm doing this in preparation for Armies on Parade. Because I'm doing a giant orc scrapyard.
I'm excited for my Necrons coming.
Yeah, Michelle's got a Start Collecting box of Necrons coming. We managed to get it from a secondary vendor that actually had it in stock rather than Warhammer, which
Yeah.
I worry for certain people I know that work for the company because, you know, I know he's not working right now. You know.
I think he's working on another job now.
Yeah.
Because the other one was a restaurant.
Right. But and he had just quit that one, I thought.
Did he? I don't remember.
I thought he had. So
Yeah.
I chatted with him earlier. We have a friend who friend of ours runs a GW store, and I reached out to him the other day to make sure everything was good with him, and he said, yeah, he's good. So,
Well, he's been saving, so.
but I still was worried about him because
He's our friend, and we worry about our friends.
yeah, that's what you do. You worry about people you care about.
Exactly.
So
Okay, I just got to say this: the Maximus armor is kind of redonkulous.
That is ridiculous.
I stand corrected when I said it doesn't have any death balls on it.
you should look at the model of it rather than that thing. Because
That is the actual model.
I was saying looking at the figures, the Mark IV figures.
I did. This was the clearest image I could get of what the armor looked like without a gun being in front of the stomach and chest.
Maybe we need to buy a box of those.
Maybe we don't.
Marines, a lot of Space Force wear Mark IV.
And that would be why I'm drawing a bloody.
Yeah, the problem is no hobby stores are open, so I'm a little nuts, which is why I'm building sprue terrain. Because
I almost let him take my Corvix Cabal.
No, I don't want to.
Just so
I
he
threatened to build them, but
just so he will shut.
I find building to be therapeutic.
You know, if he really feels so inclined, he can always put together my half of my Blood of the Phoenix box.
I could put together the Eldar half.
That's what I was meaning. Because you like putting together the Eldar, and you've been like fiending to put together either Jane Zar or Drazan.
Drazar, Master of Blades.
Yeah, he's been like, he's not going to steal them. He hates the elves. He likes building them, however. Better than the Tau. Boop, boop, beep, boop. You're so cute.
Boop, boop, boop. Look at me. I'm so cute. I don't hate the elves. I don't hate them at all.
Originally, he was going to try and play Eldar,
But
which is why I have 3 Wraith.
you have a set of 5 Wraith Knights.
Yes.
Not Wraith Knights, Wraith Guard. I forget what they are. They're the little guys. They're this tall.
I rocked, actually. Not him, because originally, because I was doing Drukhari, and we were able to get a hold of a box that was half Eldar.
Wake the Dead.
Yeah. So he was going to do, just keep the whole thing.
I was going to do Eldar, and then she decided she wanted to do Ynnari, and I'm like, okay.
Which I was fine with, because that just meant when I wanted to play Ynnari, I would just borrow some of his. Like you borrow the Kinder's,
I don't play the Dark Angels. She plays the Dark Angels.
No, it's like if you borrowing, because occasionally we borrowed the Kinder's Dark Angels. Unfortunately, because I watch way too much text-to-speech device, every time I think of the Dark Angels, I just think of laymen talking to the Death Watch guys.
Yeah. Dark Angel.
Just stop.
Well, we're going to see. I'm going to see how many Dark Angels we have, because if we actually have 500 points of Dark Angels, we're going to try and do a battle report. Dark Angels versus Death Guard.
Man.
The Death Guard versus Dark Angels, where I'm going to teach the Plague Child how to play proper 40k.
Because I know how to play Kill Team, but I not know how to play normal.
So we're going to do
40K.
500 points of Dark
I
Angels.
gotta stop turning my face toward you.
Because you're focusing on your jaw way too much.
There. Asmodine, make him repent. Yes!
Did someone say repent?
Yeah, I think the Dark Angels are like
I know where they are.
We know exactly.
I
love the text to speech way more than I probably would. I like his most recent video that he did of one of the 3 custodians doing his top 20 Primarchs list, and I was about halfway through it before I realized, oh, this is his listing of worst to best that he wants to be in a relationship. Oh God! And then I had to make a comment. I was like,
not relationship.
Well, some of them had
No. He did straight up say that if he could, he wanted to be he would like to be in a relationship with Rogel. Because that man is a fortress that he would like to build a life within. So
Just so wrong.
everything he says is. I still love one of his comments.
All
It's
the
like,
sexual innuendos.
well, actually, he recently admitted, yeah, where the hell is my battle report? He forgot about us, Commodore.
I did not forget about it.
Or is it just that
The
bad?
footage is terrible. The footage is absolutely awful.
We've got to get better at this shit.
I was going to have you over and play another game, and then this all happened. Because the footage we got is absolutely terrible.
Yeah, because it was looking at the side of a building the entire time.
That and me over at the end of the door.
Yeah. So, when I can finally get out of the house in a proper manner, and I get some measurement, I actually want to build a boom camera stand to go over the top so I can film down.
Which shouldn't be too hard, just lots of PVC. What the hell did that just happen?
touching things.
I just
Yeah, I basically it's basically a PVC. Yeah, it's basically
on
just,
my nightstand.
and bring me one from on the box. Yeah, basically it just needs to be PVC and build an over and then strap it to the top there and have it come over so it doesn't actually interfere and people can walk around it.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it's not like we don't have a ton of those cables that are really long that we can hook into the camera.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. I would do it with the good camera that would get a better shot.
Which camera? What? Cup. Yes, I know.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Kathleen and I are getting very close to one another because it helps make the pain meds get into my system faster.
I'm gonna go play more.
Cheers. A storm eagle? What's that?
A storm eagle. I don't know what a storm eagle is.
I was gonna say, is it one of the birdies?
Is it? No, it's one of those. It's probably one of those.
Please, for the love of all that is holy, please put that in that tab and another thing so we can actually still.
You have to see us.
Well, if people are making comments, I would.
I'm
really
looking at.
like
I'm got it there. Shut up.
So, for those of you who want to know what this man's going to be like when he, reaches to 80 years, go watch Jumanji: The Next Level and just watch Danny DeVito's character. To a Mega Man game.
Because there's a storm eagle theme in there. I have to look up. And it's a Forge World thing. So right off the. Let's see.
How's Tina and the kids doing, by the way, Ben?
Oh, it's only 170. That's not that bad.
Only.
No, that's not that bad. They've got
carry up to 20 Marines into battle. Is equipped with twin las cannons and 12 multi-meltas.
twin multi-meltas.
Twin multi-meltas.
Huh.
That's actually pretty sexy.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. It's an old model. I remember seeing there was an old kit for it. Oh yeah.
That's a sexy bird.
Yeah. I mean,
You'll have to ask him, as my experience with painting vehicles was a Venom and a couple of bikes for the Drukhari. And that's pretty simplistic because they're all black with red highlights.
it's a cool kit. I wouldn't mind this one is painted like a salamander, so it fits right outdoors.
I haven't decided if I want to paint or sew tonight, but all my minis except for 2 gigs are primed, and the boyfriend's mom bought me a new pattern and fabric mix. Ooh, making masks.
Mm-hmm. That's a nice vehicle. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on one of those.
Make the masks. Send me one.
You know what we'd have to do?
Cool stuff.
3D print that thing.
Yes, we Mini Marmot!
Hey, Mini Marmot, what's going on, buddy? Yeah,
Hi, Tina.
yeah, we're looking to invest and get ourselves an Anycubic photon.
Yes.
Probably won't be for like another month or so, but
And then I just need to teach myself how to do the.
I gotta say, between Heinrich and Zane, they've really kind of. I wanted one. I wanted one. They've kind of gone, get it.
And we've gotten to see a lot of the beautiful things things that they've managed to create. And one of the first things Dee here wants to print are my axes.
Well, here's the thing.
Not my X's, my axes.
Anycubic Photon. It is a resin 3D printer, and it is inexpensive and one of the best. So I want to
highly recommended.
So I want to get one. I've thought about getting the Iligu.
I love the names of something.
Yeah, I thought about getting the Iligu because I know of a couple people that use them, but I've heard some negative reviews about it. So I want to stick with. I'm going to probably stick with the Anycubic Photon.
One of my first things that I want to learn how to do is I want to create minis or busts of some of the story that we've been writing, which we talked about on Tuesday when I was showing off the picture of Lord Dragan and his horsemen and Chamberlain. And I'm just like, oh, I would be able to make a bust out of that. I would be able to do one of him and Chaos. That's a linked up one where they're standing back to back and, wielding their weapons. And I've got the image in my head. It's going to look so flipping beautiful. Hey, I watched my language.
But we have to get the drawing and figure out the drawing and then figure out how the rendering works and all that. So for the meantime, I'm going to be hitting up Thingiverse pretty freaking hard.
Yes. Once this shit is worked out in our country, you hope to get one.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got a what are they called? The plastic one. I forget what the plastic's called.
Something he enjoys.
Plastic. I like plastic. Yeah, because actually, the funny thing is the plastic printers, the plastic they use is the recyclable plastic.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not actually half that thing.
Yeah.
Can I just say I really don't like the Maximus armor shoulders. Learn ID Maker.
Okay.
I will have to check that out. Thank you very much, Zane.
Yeah.
I'm going to write that down on a note for myself. Because, as we know, Lady D is forgetful.
Yeah. One of the other things I've been looking at is that, there are some generic figures that we want for some other use and could go out to Hero Forge, design the figure exactly how we want, buy the STL file, and then just print like 50 of them. Don't sound like that. You have a spasm?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to take the spasm up and go to bed?
Mm-mm. Just give me a minute.
Okay.
Let's see.
Her back's really tender. This weather's kind of a mess. Oh man, you could do the bright green. Dark Angels are supposed to be. It's this bright. How do you call it dark? It's a very saturated dark green. It's a.
Every single time I think of the Dark Angels, I end up confusing them with the Raven Guard because I would think Dark Angels black and white.
Well, that's the funny thing. Originally, they were.
How did they get the green?
Oh, because Games Workshop can't stick to their lore, which is why the Deathwing Company of the Dark Angels are black. Yeah. Their first company and their second company are black and white, their original colors. Originally, Dark Angels were black and white.
Okay.
But they wanted to make their colors different, so they made them green.
I did get to see an original art of Corvix recently. I find it very interesting that of all of the Primarchs, he's the one who looks the most like the Emperor.
Who?
Corvix.
Well, I mean, he is emo like his dad.
No, it's just really
have you-
interesting.
I mean, have you seen his dad? So they're all skulls and gold.
Oh no, it's just really interesting to actually get because somebody put a picture of Corvix's his original art side by side with an original concept of the Emperor, and they look almost the exact same. And I'm like, holy shit! One of his 18 sons, you cannot deny, is actually his son. Gamecraft Dragon logo needs to be inked. Learn.
Oh,
Yeah, no, he's pretty freaking cool looking. I finally was able to find pictures of.
Oh no, she's talking about the brand new model. You haven't seen
I
it.
haven't seen his new model.
Remember, I was telling you they
trolled us.
They trolled us. They gave us a new Primark in 30.
A lot on my to-do list is to try and get my hands on the 18 Primarks and paint them, or create my own.
I'm gonna create my replacement for the one of the lost one, and she's gonna be awesome.
I came up with an entire reason why when I built my
It's one of the reasons I want the 3D printer. For female heads. Rather than trying to buy all the female heads. Oh my god. It's just crazy. I mean,
yeah, and yes, Corvix is basically the emo Emperor.
Yeah. I'm just realizing that Storm Eagle is a Forge World version. I thought there was a non.
We are not calling the Emperor emo. We're calling his son. Oh God, the light. I don't know why I thought I would do better outside the box. The box does not judge.
Oh, that's right. It's a big version of the little one. Because the little one's the Storm Raven.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a transport. It's just a gunship.
Boop, boop, beep, boop.
But it's the exact same front end. It's just blown up.
Yeah, it just has a carrier in the back and more guns.
Lots more guns.
He says it's almost the same size.
They just put a big ass box in the back end and made it a transport.
Oh, interesting.
So it literally is just the president.
The Fabius Bile figure from the ones that I've actually gotten a chance to look at that have not been turned into Fabulous Bile. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the new model looks great.
He was I thought it was pretty freaking cool. I mean, this new figure.
See, this is the old one.
He still looks like Pimp Master. I thought that was the new one.
That's the old one. No.
I think the one up there that's the.
But he's really, really good looking.
Why is there a?
It's all part of the same reveals going on right now. So.
Is that Ragnar, or is that actually Fabulous Bile? No.
No, that's Moon Moon.
No, that's Moon Moon on his back. He's still pretty salty about that. Okay, so I've got that needs to be done, that needs to be done, and I need to his armor here. Okay, if you could pick someone for the Space Wolves to have kicked the crap out of and is routing them in a battle, who would you choose?
Oh God, that's Thousand Suns always. We hate the Thousand Suns.
I got one for Thousand Suns. Anybody else?
It depends on if you want to do it really super detailed, kicking their ass, or you just want to do generic kicking their ass.
Well, it's just going to be them forcing them over.
You could just do cast. You could just do Black Company Chaos Marines. So, lots of dudes in like you do lots of cultists, and then just do some Chaos Marines in there. They always kick Chaos's ass. That's all there's to it.
Shall we put it in the Tau?
Nah.
Why would
the Tau have been there twice.
Apparently the Wolves were not impressed with their music.
Let me be clear. I don't like this. All right, let me close this down. This is killing me. So, yeah.
I may have to do something about the noise marines another time, though. I have a couple of ideas for them. As long as they don't start singing I Am Murloc.
No. You know what they were saying? We are one.
Yeah, I want to listen to it.
From
The primary theme to text-to-speech.
oh God, that would be funny. No, we can't do Tau in this one. Actually, I have to draw a Tau for our dear friend Rob with the miniatures paintbrush. He has asked me to draw him as a
Well, he also has to draw with Wolf.
wolf, orc, Tau. He's got a couple of them. And I've got a whole bunch of pictures for him. They would be singing Baby Shark. Oh, sorry, I love you all, but
The other
Yes,
child.
sweetheart.
The one that's stuck in California.
Okay, hold on a second. Bye, everybody. I'm checking out.
Oh, Baby Shark. Do. Yeah, they wouldn't be pretty bad. Yeah, that's actually one of the projects I'm working on. I want to do this guy. Commodore was nice enough to gift me one of these things, and I'm actually been a little intimidated of breaking into it because I want to paint it up, but I don't know that my skills are up to it, especially because the way you want to paint it, you want to paint it to that classic paint job, and but I really want to do this one. I really, really want to paint this guy up. It's just such a gorgeous figure. I actually, and the sad thing is I want to get 4 more. If I can, I mean, they're expensive to get them as individual units, but for my my Chaos Army, eventually, my non-Death Guard Chaos Army, be great fun to get a set of 5 of these and actually drop a unit of those down and have somebody just like, seriously? I saw somebody did a conversion where they've got a Marine playing keyboard. I'm just like, the hell, man? That's got to be 3D printed. But yeah. So yeah, this was an impromptu just because, like I said before, I unfortunately my primer's not drying and it's this stupid wet, rainy weather, and I'm behind now on 3 projects that are all in the midst of priming and aren't dry. So it's just like grr. So I've been trying to get some filming done, and just things have not been cooperating. And I want to get you guys more content since we're all freaking stuck at home. I'm working from home, so it's like I get up in the morning, I grab a shower, then I sit down here and I work all day, and then I get up and sit right back down because this is where I am most of my days. As I'm a guy that doesn't watch TV. I mean, I really don't watch TV. I watch movies now and then. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying, Zane. That's one of the reasons I want a 3D printer. Because honestly, that's the thing. Building is very therapeutic for me. I find it very calming to the heart and the soul, because we talked about my issues before and why building, I just gets me calm, gets me in the zone, and I can do stuff. And painting does too, but I get in swings, or like sometimes I really want to build, sometimes I really want to paint. And when I want to paint, my output goes crazy. And when I want to build, my output goes crazy. And right now I'm in build mode. Like I said, I built and painted, or built and primed that entire Start Collecting box in like a day and a half. I'm doing their bases right now. I needed more stuff to build, so I took the half out of a Kill Team box because I'm not building the figures. Specifically, I'm keeping those for next year because they are my army for next year. But so I built the terrain, and I'm building some terrain for you guys. Just lots of stuff going on. I'm going stir crazy in the house. I'm not I'm not a guy that goes out of the house a lot, but I like being out of the house for brief periods and come back, and then go out of the house and then come back. And we're not going anywhere, so I'm in my house all the time. So I'm trying to use this time to reorganize and whatnot. I'm cleaning and purging a lot of junk and rebuilding, and which is why I'm building. Well, I'm not going to pull it up here. I got a bunch of sprue that I'm building into this terrain set that I'm building. So I'm hoping you guys will find that entertaining. But that being said, I'm going to make dinner. We just want to stop in and say hi to everybody and see how everybody was going. So hit that like button. I really appreciate it if you would. It tells YouTube that I'm doing a good job and that you enjoy the stuff I'm doing. Follow me on Instagram. You know I got an Instagram. Lady D has an Instagram account. We try and put pictures up there as often as we can, especially when we're working on projects. Other than that, everybody keep safe. Wash your damn hands. Break out your hand sanitizer. Keep home. Keep separated. Keep yourselves safe. Keep hobbying. Find things to hobby do to keep yourself busy. Don't let yourself go stir crazy. And even if it's not 40K or it's not Warhammer, find stuff to do. Do different stuff. Yeah. So be safe. And if you're going on that road trip, really be safe. I don't want to see anyone get sick and have problems. So again, we love you all. You guys are our friends. We consider you friends. So take care of yourselves. I'm going to go make some barbecue ribs, and y'all keep yourself safe. Have a great day. Have a great week. We'll see you on Tuesday. Until then, game on, folks.